Is it my birthday?
Hi guys. No.
No.
Hello everyone and welcome to our YouTube channel. This is
Astrid and OJ.
and we have a new video coming up, and thank you guys for subscribing to our channel. Today is your 20. Happy birthday, my love.
Thank you.
It's been a very nice journey to see you transform to this beautiful woman. And I thought, why not today we have a chat and speak about our life and the things that are happening on our space, and maybe how can we improve this relationship. So for that reason, I came up with 5 questions. That some of them it's you was up to me, and some of them it's coming from me.
You have to speak loud.
Oh, I have to speak loud. So I have 5 questions. Some from you, some from me. And I thought it's important for me to ask you this question since you've just come to another step of your life. I feel like these are
Getting older.
yes, and better. So I got the first question I want to ask you. What is one thing in our relationship you feel you have communicated and I don't pay attention to?
Oh my God. I have no idea. Is it
Wait, it's outside.
Ah yeah, we're closing on a smile.
No.
What is something that I feel I communicated?
But it seems like I don't pay attention to. Or maybe I just brush it off, or I don't listen to. One thing you feel you really talk to me about, but I keep on just messing around with it.
I don't know.
So you always complain for nothing. Yeah, exactly.
No, but I don't feel. Babe, I'm very sorry. It's going to smell.
You just started now.
I don't know because we recently had
Okay, let us start again. What is one thing in our relationship you feel you have communicated and I don't pay attention to?
It's a good question. It's nothing like that is big, or nothing that is coming in my head. I think there's one thing, because we recently had a conversation. So I would say that because you help me in the house, so it's not that, or like you.
So in short, I'm a perfect husband.
If you want
That's
to.
what
No,
you
but
wanna try to tell me?
I feel that what I tell you,
Mm.
you usually listen and you hear, and then you just like, okay, let's work on it. It's not necessarily something that you just like, oh no, I think
But
like
it doesn't have to be something that has to be physically done. Maybe it's even emotional.
yes, I know because
Maybe something-
one thing that crosses my mind is sometimes maybe you tend to say, which is true, that I'm a bit like not harsh but harsh, and I'm like, you also do this like a lot of times. I kind of say, but sometimes my action is actually a reaction,
Mhm.
but it's not necessarily seen that way. But I feel like we talked about it a lot and stuff, so I feel like now you heard it. You know what I'm saying? Because in the question it says something that I don't feel that you hear,
Mhm.
but I feel that most of the time when you have conversations, we are able to both hear each other out.
Mhm.
So I don't feel there's nothing that you haven't heard. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. But today being your birthday, I felt like it's important for me to ask you those kind of questions.
Mm.
It's not to put you on the spot, or because I also want to be a better person or to be a better communicator towards any. Maybe there are some places I am not good at, and you try to tell me, OJ, this and that, and maybe I don't really pay attention.
I think
to
the
it,
only
but-
thing would be in like I told you before, it's more like in emotional stuff. Like you will hear me, you will listen to me,
Mm.
but since you will not be able to relate to me,
Mm.
sometimes you can be a bit like not hard, but being like, oh, just move on. And
Okay.
it's not that I don't move on, and
Mm.
it's not that I'm not past things, but it's just that I feel like I'm allowed to just voice it out. But sometimes I would rather like not say it because then I don't want to have a reaction of like, but move on.
Okay. So,
But
so
you
that's
will
one thing that you feel I
Yeah.
should work on.
I,
It's okay to
yes,
say yes.
no, but I feel you're already working on it, so that's why I'm not gonna say, oh, I need to work on it because
Okay.
you're already doing that.
Okay. Okay.
You get?
Okay. So another question.
So you're not replying, it's just me replying.
It's your birthday. I'm sorry.
This is a lot of
Because
pressure.
I just want to listen to you and put out the questions. That
Okay.
As your life partner, as your friend, as your husband, how can I help you to be the best version of yourself?
I think to continue what you're doing in the terms of like, even though sometimes I don't like to hear things, you will still sit down and make me hear things. Being like, this is the moment to talk about this, or like, in terms of like growth, personal growth. You're not scared to put my faults, and telling me, okay, this is not helping you. In terms of like for me, you get.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I really appreciate, because a lot of times you're just gonna be like, okay, let's talk about this. I feel that this is putting you down, and you're not scared of my reaction.
Okay.
You get, and I think that's one thing I really appreciate, because I can see that I'm growing from that. Even though if in the moment I will tell you you're wrong,
Yeah.
or it's hard or whatever, in the long run I'm like, oh, by the way, this was super interesting and helpful.
Okay. It is just to help you
Yeah,
be the
but-
best version of yourself.
Yes, okay. So I would say that that's something that does help me. And then like you do like support me, but I cannot really read the question. And then one thing would be, I think for like, I mean, we talked about it, but like for going on, like moving forward and still continuing,
Mm.
it would be like to have like proper information. You get it? Because now like I feel there's some stuff or some topics that I think is super interesting, but it would be nice to either read a book or listen to a podcast or like ask a professional for like, I don't know, how do you call that? A training. You get those kind of things?
Mm-hmm.
So those things that I enjoy. Whether it's like, it can be on any topic. It doesn't have to be like on relationships, it can be like on humans or whatever, feelings or potential motherhood or fatherhood or couples with kids or
Okay.
whatever.
Okay. I get you.
So, but just like something more, it's not me giving you the information, it's not you giving me the information or like a reel of 30 seconds on Instagram, but like it's something, say, like you more formal. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Another one. Are there any unresolved? This one is from you. Are there any unresolved issues you'd like to talk about? And maybe this one I'll push it a bit broad, not just.
Unresolved issues. Do we have
No.
any unresolved issues?
I don't know. Do you have something that you feel it's unresolved, or is there something you want to resolve towards yourself or with me?
I think that for like now, again in the context of me talking, there's nothing necessarily popping up in my head. I think also what I appreciate with our relationship, we are a couple that are actually gonna sit down and have those kind of conversations often, like maybe once or twice, or like maybe once a week. And if it's not once a week, it's once every 2 weeks. So so I feel like I get a lot of space to think and share about that. So for now, there's nothing like I said, even for first question, there's nothing like I feel I haven't talked about or shared about. So I don't feel like there's anything unresolved. But there might be stuff. But if I think about it, I'll let you know.
Okay. So seems like I'm a very good husband. I don't have
You are. It's just because I feel like there's nothing. I feel like I said, you see that conversation that we're having now. We have it often. So I feel like a lot of times, even like 5 years ago, we had it. So I don't feel like there's something unresolved.
or something new.
Yeah, I don't think there's something new. I think maybe sometimes it's just okay, like, so maybe like the first thing I'm thinking about is we just moved out, okay, so moved in this house. And so like I said yesterday, like I'm like, there's so many things to clean and to pack and to unpack and whatever. But I feel like sometimes I don't want it to be on me, because you see something typical that when it's on me, I know it's not on me, but like like last week we came home and I ended up doing something and you ended up falling asleep, and it's okay, I don't mind, because I don't mind putting things in order, okay, that's in my personality. But then the stress comes when, since we don't pack it together, you're gonna come and you say, oh, where did you pack this? Or where is this? And this is something super simple that I feel as the shared owner of this place, you should know where it is, because it would maybe help me with the mental charge of being like, but it's not my responsibility to tell you where everything is packed. So this is why sometimes it's nice to unpack together, so like that, if you're looking for this candle, you know what this, because even you said, oh, I put the charger there, you know, so I know the charger is there. But if I'm doing it when you're not here or when you're sleeping, and then if you come home, I can show you, but we both know you're going to be bored. So then you're going to be like, oh, where is that thing for the bathroom? Oh, where is that? So I think that's one thing. I don't know if it replies to your questions necessarily, but it's one thing that maybe I would need help, or maybe more considerations into the future. It's because now I don't mind, I love unpacking, like I said, but it's just more in the long term. I don't want to feel like, oh, me, I know where is everything, and I'm not you. You know what I'm saying?
You're just in a limbo.
Yeah.
So, what do you love most about yourself as a person?
It's very interesting. It's the second time someone is asking me this week.
Who else asked you?
At work. I think there's this morning there's something that came to my mind, which was generosity. It can almost be a default, but I think it's also quite a nice quality. And this is close to the one I said, it's empathy. So I think that's one thing I really like about myself. To some extent it can become a default, because then I would let people maybe work on me. But I think I have now grown able to know where is my limit and when to say no. Or like in my empathy, for example, when you're too much empathetic to someone, you can be like, oh, I understand why you're feeling this way, or oh, I understand why this person will react or behave this way, which is great. But the thing is, when it's on you, then you're just gonna forgive them, or you're like, oh, it's not their fault, or you're gonna find excuses, you get? And it's the same for generosity. But then when you find that limit, or you work on yourself like I did, you're able to be like, I can understand, and I can feel for that person, and I can like, whatever, but it doesn't mean I have to accept. And I think that's one thing with me that I have learned, and that I really appreciate, because like, I feel like I'm always keeping that kindness of accepting whoever is in front of me for whoever they are, and what they have done or not, and still be able to like not judge them and in a way love them, you know. And I think it's not something that we have often now.
Yeah. Wow, I have a lot to say.
That's not nice, because you asked me to talk and then you still have a lot of things to say.
Do you feel motivated through your career, your obligation?
That's your question, huh?
Do you feel motivated with me, whether I motivate you in your career or house chores? Already you have said I should be more
No, I think in the house. I think in the house you do a lot because even recently I was like, oh my god, I unpacked everything, but then you cooked. So I was like, I cannot complain because I was sitting in front of a TV and you cooked for me. So in the house chores, I wouldn't say that. I would say that you support me a lot and you motivate me a lot in my job. And like you encourage me a lot and often you make me see how far I've come and how far I can go. Or like you bring me back to my dreams. But not with you, with me. Like the first part of the question is I feel motivated, I feel like I'm growing, but one worry that I have, not for now, but for in the future, and I'm doing everything possible with your help to not fall in the trap of like getting lost, you know, starting something and getting lost, and then in 5 years I wake up and I'm like, oh, that was not my dream, you know. So yeah.
I think when you speak about that, I think it's more of, you know, sometimes when you've been looking for something and then you get one, which is closer to maybe what you like, and you become comfortable. I think for my personal perspective and how to living with you and how you operate, you have that part of you that you really want to be comfortable. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm saying it is a dangerous thing.
Yeah, because I can get lost.
Not even lost. You can just be comfortable there because they still need your services on that area and you can do it for the rest of your life. It's like a teacher who goes to a school, they teach the same subjects since they were in their 20s to their 60s. It is not a bad thing because some people were meant, they are just career people. Some people were meant to juggle around and find other things in life. But I feel in this kind of world that we're living now, you really need to have an alert mindset whereby you are able to switch with the seasons. And I'm so glad that we're in that phase where we are able to, even just speaking about it, it's enough to say you're doing something about it. By you not speaking about it, by you trying to ignore it, then that's a bit different. But for us, we're in a season whereby I feel as long as we are talking about it, it means there's something which is coming towards it. Rather than that, thank you so much for the quick fire 5 questions. Happy birthday. I wish you all luck in your potential. Whatever you're chasing, whatever you want to achieve in life, I wish that God will bless you with it. Your dreams, whether it's small or big, I pray that God will bless you even at night when you're sleeping. It doesn't have to be when you're working or home.
That's not nice.
Yeah, you can be blessed in your sleep. So yeah, guys, that's all for today.
Thank you.
We are recording this video on the 10th of February 2025. See you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye bye. Astrid and
Oje.
Oje.